Hi, my name is Bennett with Answers Not Excuses Fitness Training. Today is Trainer Tip Tuesday. What we're going to do today is an exercise called a Pallof Press. Now, this exercise is going to be an anti-rotation exercise. It's going to be targeting your core, and it's going to be another exercise that you're probably not currently doing. So what we're going to do with the Pallof Press is we're actually going to be working your core, mainly your obliques, and we're going to be resisting rotation. So a lot of times when people think obliques and core, they think about a medicine ball twist. Sometimes known as a Russian twist. You'll see people do this super frequently. And it's also a great exercise, but what we want to do today is actually resist rotation. So in order to do the Pallof Press, you're going to need one of two things. You're going to need a loop band or a cable machine. In this case, we're going to do it with a band, actually. Now, I really like these loop bands. I'm going to be able to put them across any different type of equipment that's sturdy. I threw this on my stall bar here. You could throw it on a squat rack. You could throw it on any just piece of equipment that's heavy enough that's not going to move when you're pulling against it a little bit with the band. So what we're going to do here is put this about sternum height. You don't need an actual handle. You could just use it with your hands here. Since I have this, though, I'll use it. Just makes it a little more user-friendly. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and step out with this guy. I don't want to be wider than shoulder width here. I don't want to use my legs and my stance to stabilize my position. I want to use my core. So what I'm going to do is get at least to my shoulder width apart. Sometimes I've gone even a little bit more narrow. And then the other thing I want to do when my arms are going to come out in front of me, they're going to be fully extended. I don't want to be way up here. So this anchor point for this band is way behind me. So what I'm going to do is step behind this a little bit actually. And I'm stepping out to give some more resistance. Now the farther I go, the harder it's going to be, and that's going to be one way to increase the difficulty. So what I'm going to do from here is get this at my center line. I'm going to press this straight out. Now I want to keep this at my center line when I get it all the way out here. Okay, when I get it out there, you want to make sure that's not pulling you in. So you can kind of see I have to use this inside leg to squeeze my butt to get that out there. And I'm going to have to use my core in order to maintain that. Okay, so you're going to resist the band. You're also going to keep your shoulder blades pushed back and down. I don't want to come out and shrug. I want to sit down and stand up tall. Other variations you can do to make it harder besides just stepping out further would just be holding it out for time instead of just doing reps. Using a harder band, potentially coming out and doing circles for time. You could do it for reps too, and then making sure you do the other side. Or you could also leave it out there. I could step with it and step back. So the whole goal here is not to rotate, whereas when you do like that medicine ball twist, you are trying to rotate. Another exercise I'm sure you've seen before is a wood chop, where you're on a cable machine or a band and you are starting inside and you are rotating across. So this is going to be very similar to that, except we're actually not trying to rotate. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. This is going to be another way to work your core that a lot of people aren't putting into their programming. This is going to be super useful for anybody. Athletics, just being able to be stable, what that's going to do for your spine and your posture and everything else. It's going to make a huge difference. So that's an example of an anti-rotation exercise, and that's one a lot of times I'll throw in there, especially when people have shoulder issues, because another anti-rotation exercise you've probably seen, and there's a billion different variations of it, but as a side plank. So I'm preventing rotation here too. My obliques are contracting and preventing this rotation or this flexion here. So sometimes when people have shoulder issues, they can't put that much weight on their shoulder, they're just not ready for that yet. That's where something like that might come into play. So it's just going to depend a little bit. Or if you want to get better at that side plank too, adding this in is going to be a big help to that as well. So I hope you found that helpful on Trainer Tip Tuesday, and let me know if you have any questions.